Carmen.
I'm Jason, and we're the Nobles. I got it right. Oh.
So camping, I would say, was somewhat of a success with a lot of lessons learned.
It was a blast, though.
It was.
Location right up the road.
It was like so nice. And it was just neat to be like during the week out in this beautiful place. There was a lake. We saw deer. We saw ducks. We rented a pontoon one of the days we were there with my sister and her family.
Way cool.
I didn't realize how much I was going to actually love that. That was one of my favorite parts of the whole thing was the pontoon.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Fishing.
Yeah, the guys
Drinking.
fished a lot.
I wasn't driving the boat,
I
so
drank.
I could have a couple drinks.
Lots of sunflower seeds. But it was just neat, like sleeping in, riding a boat. It was just good. It was a really fun time. Probably this trip did make me realize how much we kind of spent camping. This also, we went really far.
Slow it down.
So after everything, we kind of figured our parking spot, because we really only stayed, I think, 3 nights. And it was like a little over $200. We filled up with gas about 4 times. I have like little notes here because I'm like, I've been drinking.
Yeah, it was 2 fill-ups to get down there.
And 2 fill-ups
And 2 fill-ups to get back.
At
So
$80 a fill-up. So that...
It was a lot of gas money.
Then when we got there, they had the cutest little store. Like it had just the coolest little camp
Sucked
stuff.
us in with
It
little... We got little candle... What are they? Little solar lanterns?
Like tiki torches.
Tiki torches.
And then, of course, Jay packed everything. My vodka, everything. And then he's like, I forgot to pack the Dos Equis. So, of course, they have some in this little store. And nothing is... Some things are priced. So, I'm lying if I say something.
We didn't ask. We just bought
We
it.
just were like, put it on the shelf. Anyway, it was $120 at the little store there.
Our first stop.
Yeah, so we were
But,
like,
So we learned... We did Texas Roadhouse. We
we
went...
did Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut. We went bowling. So we learned that we don't need to buy
Like $500 of...
a food and drink and then go out and eat at this place.
So probably all in all, if we round it about, we spent about $1,500 on this camp trip, and that's a lot.
So it was like a little mini vacation.
Yeah, it kind of was. So we don't have another camping trip scheduled till Memorial Day weekend. That one's a bit of a less of a drive, and I'm pretty sure they've already pulled everything since now. Like I've paid for the RV park.
And we learned we're gonna buy like half the groceries.
Yeah.
Because we came back. So in a way they didn't go to waste. We've literally for the last week we've been kind of like living off of camp snacks. So even tonight we're eating camp food.
Yeah.
So it's all worked out. We spent less in groceries this week than we probably would have.
But I'm noticing too, like, okay, so our youngest son is 18, but he does live with us. He doesn't graduate till May. But even him being here and his girlfriend's here a lot, they work. So in the evenings, it's just me and Jason. Or like I sometimes babysit Kane, but then once Mark gets home, he comes and picks him up. So I maybe have him an hour and a half, if that. And so it's and not that Kane's gonna eat our food. So sometimes it's weird cooking for 2 people.
It's weird because we've done it for so long with
So many.
When it was
kids.
just us, it was 5, and then we always had a friend
And
or
our
a girlfriend.
boys always had friends over.
And so we always cooked for like it seemed
lot of
like
people.
7 or 8 people. Where now all of a sudden we
It's
do
like,
dinners.
should we do tacos? And it's all, do we buy a pound of ground beef for 2 people? Yeah, it's
I
just
know.
so
Now
weird.
we're like 6 shells and a half a pound.
It's we're learning to do things different. It's so weird because like obviously it's happening and it's about to happen. When my son was moving out, I'm like, okay, we're about to live alone, kind of. But then it really creeps up on you and you're like, oh. Fuck. We took Honey because we had to, and she was harder than I thought camping. The drive was actually not bad.
Yeah, she just laid in her dog bed.
The whole-
And we're giving her the benefit of the doubt.
She's old. Yeah, we got her as a baby in 05.
So we're gonna spoil her this year, take her on some camping trips.
Yeah.
But then probably after that we're probably dog free camping trips.
Yeah, she was just hard. Like in the camp, she barks a lot if she's left alone. And then her barker's gone. She's deaf. She's going a little blind. So she's still real peppy and happy, but it was a harder trip.
It was work.
Yeah.
Some work.
So probably we're going to still take Honey this year, obviously.
But that air conditioner.
That came in handy. It was hot where we went.
Air conditioner works. So.
And that was really
bonus.
neat. Some of my goals moving into this next week are to definitely write down all my subscriptions. Like how I've talked before, how I have Hulu, Prime, Disney Plus. We now just added Discovery Plus. This will be good for me to get an idea of how much we're paying to watch movies, shows, and stuff. But we do, we watched a couple really good movies. One I would probably even recommend because it was so good. We just watched the other day was The Bankers.
Yeah,
that was on Apple TV, but I got that free for a year.
So we do landscaping.
Noble Landscaping.
We started off with just maintenance, and then all of a sudden we got contracts, and then now we've done some small jobs, and now we are doing a lot of just complete backyard remodels, kind of from the ground up. And we have about 6 of those pending right now over the next 3-4 months. And
it's almost like they can't even take on new customers because they're just so busy. And it's so cool too because I've heard this about landscaping companies that, you know, sometimes it's just word of mouth. So here we were new. So we're like, oh, let's put it out there on Facebook and let's do this.
We got truck signs.
Yeah, we got truck signs. We advertise, but to be honest, a lot of the calls Jason gets will be like, I heard of you from a friend of a friend who you did this yard. And before you know it, now their schedule's so booked. The hard thing is we are just it's a startup company.
So we may be hiring some part-time people.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, they do have a couple people working with them this week and next week. So it's growing and it's getting exciting how busy their business is. And I love it because I'm able to get off work a little early sometimes. So I'll get off and I'll go meet them at the job site, take them waters or lunch, and then kind of
brings us refreshments.
Yeah,
and then she'll come home and work on the books.
Sometimes.
Help us with
yeah,
taxes.
Jay does a lot of the books.
I don't like all that part, the computer stuff, the taxes, the pain in the butt.
I don't mind doing that. I'm a bookkeeper, so I'll do some of that. And then, okay, and then so funny, and this is just funny, but I remember in one of our older videos, I was like, and that's it. We got 3 movies, and I'm going to tell you guys the movies because I just wanted fun, feel-good comedies. So one of my go-to movies all the time, especially with my youngest son, we watch this all the time. When Jason was a firefighter and would work all the time, this was mine and his little feel-good movie is Just Go With It with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. I love that movie. We quote so many movie lines from that. It's our go-to. So that's always a must. And then we got Meet the Fockers because how do you not laugh at every freaking scene on that movie? And then what was the third funny one we got?
I know we got... Was it the Despicable Me one?
No.
Or
I
Minions?
got 3 funny ones.
Minions, but I don't know what your other funny one was.
Good Boys, duh.
Yes.
Yeah, Good Boys is just hilarious. And then what was kind of cool, I know I said, we're not going to watch TV while we're camping, but I'll be honest, in the mornings because we have a little U-dinette, when I would do my makeup and be having my morning mimosa in my nice little martini glass, I would have some movies going. And even though I wouldn't watch the full movie, it was kind of nice to just have it on and watch a few parts and laugh.
Noise and comedy.
And Jay's out there cooking it up. It was nice. So I actually did enjoy more than I thought having a TV DVD player. Yeah, it worked out. Anyway, I said, that's it. We're done. But then I realized I cannot not have Why Him. Because again, funny as shit. I see nothing. I smell nothing. You have to have that. So that's it though. That's really it.
Did you buy it or is it on order?
I bought it. But the cool thing is right now, if anybody does buy DVDs, I think because they're maybe about to just go away, like the way CDs have, they're $4 or $5 each. There's a fruit fly. There's all kinds of stuff there. So
we got a couple.
Yeah.
And then Now we're planning out our other one. And we are the worst because we're going to do a little where we're going. Right next door, they rent ATVs and UTVs. So we're totally looking at that. I've already convinced her into like a 5-hour rental because it's 2 hours up the hill, an hour lunch, 2 hours down the hill. So probably one day.
We'll see.
But it's not bad. It's like $250. But it's something cool for 5 hours. It's a blast. So we're probably going to rent some ATVs.
What I would like to do, and
on
I
this
don't
next
know
one.
that we could squeeze it in, but I would like to dry camp in April because we don't have anything planned till the end of May. So this gives us almost like
Yes.
2 months. And maybe just drive up to Pecos or Jemez and just go
into
camp.
the wilderness and set
And
up camp.
I'm really curious how much we would spend if you're not paying the RV park fee.
Cheap.
How much
Cheap.
water I would save because I think it's nice being at an RV park because I did shower the times I was there, which Jay's always like, that's not camping. But it is a nice thing to shower and kind of just be ready for the day.
It's semi-glamping.
Feel clean. It is semi-glamping.
But now we're going to take her on a camping trip with no power.
But
no,
you
she's
know
going
what,
to make me
guys?
take
I'm
the
rough
generator.
and tough. When I met Jay,
We did
we would
tent.
dry camp. We would tent camp. We've camped once in the bed of his truck. We just put a mattress in there, and he like made this little
Through
roof
some like
with a tarp.
rainstorms.
So I've roughed it. It's not that I don't, but it's almost funny too. I think the older me and Jay get, it's like I remember we'd go to, this is before COVID, of course, but we'd go to concerts, and if we weren't going with all our kids, every now and then we'd get like front row tickets or amazing tickets, and then we're all, why do we sit in the grass all miserable? Like, we're older, we
Get a
deserve to
comfy,
sit in the
good
nice
seat
seat.
in the
Like,
front.
or we rented a box one time, and like we're like, oh yeah, we should do this, and then we'll invite like all the kids, and we're like, okay, well I realize that's not affordable for everyone, so we're all, okay, we'll do the grass, and then we leave there all with our backs hurting. Old people, I swear. See, Noble Landscaping blowing up. So I think that's probably everything. I think my upcoming goals, and it's kind of cool. I realized this channel does keep me accountable. Last week when I was like, oh, I didn't call Dish, I literally felt guilty after we videotaped that I called the very next day before I even edited the video and dealt with it. And it felt good. Like it was like a little accomplishment. So this week, even though we're already Wednesday, we got a little bit behind because our lives are just a little bit hectic sometimes. So again, we would like to be those people that would put out every Sunday. Although I'm thinking Tuesdays would be the day so that when we end our video, I could say, see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. for everybody out there, we should like do a little video of how many shave gels we've collected.
Oh,
Do you guys want to see?
well, okay, and we'll do that, and then we'll go to his truck, and I'm going to show you his tool bags. Yeah,
I need screwdrivers.
not all over the place. There's no organization to his tools. So, you know, we want to be tit for tat.
She's got her little list of things to do.
Next week's video will probably be some of our Easter, our family. Thank you guys for following our adventure. I hope you enjoy, and
Till next week. Dun dun dun.
hopefully next week.
Okay, we'll try.